Oh, they're over there. They're all over here. All right, let's do this. We good? All right, welcome to another edition of the Social Proof Podcast, where we find dope people that did really, really dope stuff, legit business people out here building a legit business. Sir. You built a legit business?
Yes, I did, sir.
Legit. Okay, I gotta ask this question because
100%.
there are a lot of people who are successful entrepreneurs, but they're being called scammers, including myself. Okay, so I just got to ask you, are you a scammer?
No, I am not.
100%. What makes you not a scammer?
People know me in Dallas, yo. I do this for real. Like, I'm not like these YouTube cats. Like, I actually have a warehouse. People pull up on me. Matter of fact, take out your phone, Google exotic car rentals Dallas. My company will pop up on the first page of Google.
Really?
That is not easy to achieve.
That's a fact.
There you go. I challenge you to do it for anybody else that you know doing rentals. It's not going to show up.
You're doing business out here.
Yes, sir. We're doing business, 100%.
Well, congratulations on that, man.
Thank you very much, sir.
Exotic car rental. So people come to you for exotic cars.
I do it all. I have
I was going to say, can I get a Honda Accord?
It doesn't sound as sexy, but I do have a small fleet of economy cars. Yeah, I got those also.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So how many cars do you have?
Total? Probably about, with the economy cars, maybe about 14. But for exotics, the higher ends, about 12 of them. So yeah, I just have a few economy joints. Yeah.
12 exotics.
Yeah.
And what kind of exotics are they?
So I got your Lamborghini Huracans, I got your Rolls Royces, your Bentley Bentegas, BMW i8s, Corvette C8s, several vehicles. Yeah, there's a lot of them in there. Yeah.
All right. So do you own them all?
Majority of them. I own about 90% of my vehicles. I think right now at the moment we probably only have 2 brokered, I believe it is. Yeah.
Okay, explain the brokered part.
Yeah, so that's why people, for various reasons, they buy these vehicles and then they send the vehicles over to car rental companies to monetize them for them. So I would rent them out and then we do a joint venture agreement, maybe a 50-50 or a 60-40.
Gotcha.
So yeah, and it's for several reasons. It could be influencers that maybe bought the vehicles for a tax write-off, taking advantage of the Section 179 code, so where they could write off 100% of the vehicle. So they get the tax benefits of it, and then they send the car to somebody like me, and I could run it out for them. I rent it out for them, and then they make monthly income on that. Plus, they could double back and use the vehicle for lifestyle marketing. So yeah, it's a 3-piece. There you go.
Strategy.
Yes, sir.
Is I can buy a car, have the look of it, send it to somebody like you who understands the game, and I don't necessarily have to figure out how to put it on Turo and how to rent it out and find somebody. You do that and there's a profit share, 100%. But I still get the look of having it as that.
Only thing I would say, the only caveat to that is I tell you, contact us before you do something like that. So whoever you're about to send the car to, make sure it's a car that they want, that they have a demand for. Right. And so perfect example, say you wanted to go buy a Rolls Royce. Call the rental company first to make sure you're buying the right kind, the right color. Because you might go get that joint in some color nobody's gonna rent. Yeah. And then you be looking at us like so yeah.
Gotcha.
There you go. So just run it by us first to make sure it's something our audience will rock with.
Is there anything not legal about me buying a car, giving it to you to rent out?
100% not. No.
Good. Okay.
No.
Okay, cool.
Not at all.
All right, let's jump into it. It seems like a lot of overhead though. 12 exotic cars? Yeah. First off, I don't have an exotic car at all. I got a Tesla. That's not exotic.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Well, first off, what do you...
You can buy whatever car you want, David.
Hey, man, see that little girl over there? She want to eat every day. You know what I mean? I don't know,
you can buy any car you want, David.
Hey, this isn't about me.
There you go. All right.
So what are you calling exotic? Is it a certain amount of money?
I call anything over 100,000. Typically is what we refer to exotics. And then ideally, it's got to be your foreign cars, right? Yeah. Now the faux exotics or fake exotics would be the vehicles that kind of look like they're exotics and we can almost attract exotic money. Perfect example, like your BMW i8. People love the fact that the doors go up.
It's not exotic.
It looks good, it turns heads. Cars like that, your Chevy C8. Yeah. We consider that almost in that class too, right? Because we could attract good money for them. Gotcha. But ideally it's your Rolls Royces, your Ferraris, your Lamborghinis, Bentleys. Those would be your exotics.
Gotcha. Okay. What's your most expensive car that you bought yourself in your
My Lamborghini Huracan.
Lamborghini Huracan. Yes, how much was it?
That was about $220,000, almost $230,000.
$230,000. How much money does that car make per month?
The Lamborghini Huracan. So we rent that out for anywhere from about $1,400 per day. So
what's your note?
The note on the car like that, because that's another play, right? We use certain banks that let us stretch out the finance terms. So some banks will finance those cars for up to 10 years. So your note's quite little. Yeah, my note on my Huracan is probably like $2,400 because it's stretched out, and that's what I want. And in this climate, these cars are appreciating, especially the Lamborghinis. The Lamborghinis are holding value. Some of them are actually appreciating. So I've been running this car for the past 2-3 years, and I can still sell it and walk away from the car making even more than when I bought it.
Okay, so you rent it out for $1,400 a day.
A day, yes, sir.
And I mean, how many people are renting this out for a day?
There you go. So I always tell people realistic expectations. You know, a lot of these fake gurus out there, they tell you, oh yeah, it's trapped out for 30 days out of the month. Nobody's renting Lamborghinis. That's a lie. Okay, the only time that happens, maybe if you're like in the Vegas where you're getting those hourly rentals, right? But nobody's doing dailies every single day of the week. So at the bare minimum, expect the car to move out every weekend. All right. Okay. If the car goes out every weekend, you're making at least $1,400. All right. So that multiplied by 4, already you're making almost $5,000-6,000 minimum. All right. Gotcha. Then everything else is the icing on the cake. Perfect example. When I bought the vehicle.
So once a week.
Yeah, minimum. Okay, I'm just saying minimum. I'm just trying to be conservative here, so they don't call us scammers, right?
For sure,
there you go. But perfect example. When I bought the vehicle, the second it arrived Dallas, a broker hits me up saying somebody wanted to rent the car, offered me $30,000 to rent it for a whole month.
Whoa.
He ended up keeping that car for 2.5 months.
Whoa.
That happens regularly. There are people out there, I don't know why they won't just go buy the car. They'd rather rent.
Okay. All right. So minimum, at minimum, you get one of these cars one day a week.
There you go.
Just a Saturday, just a Friday.
There you go. Do the math.
$1,400, that's 24, that's $4,800 a month.
There you go.
And your note is
$2,300.
$2,300. So you double your money, make about $2,000 a month.
There you go. At a minimum.
That ain't bad though.
But David, we're not even looking at the extra benefits of the car. Those cars are business cards. They open up doors. You pull up, you know what that feels like. You pull up at a gas.
I don't know what it feels like actually.
I know you've been.
I don't know what it feels like. I mean, I got people like, oh, I like the Tesla, it's cool. But I don't know what it feels like.
But it draws people to you. People want to meet the people in the fancy cars. It opens up doors. I've been invited to certain high level events because of that. Lamborghini, Aston Martin, Rolls Royce, they always have events almost every other month. Every time there's a new unveiling of a new car, they send you an invitation. So you're rubbing shoulders, with rich people. So that opens up doors to other opportunities.
Man, every time I have one of these conversations, man, I think to myself, I'm going to go get me a Lambo.
And why don't you do it?
I don't know if it's my style.
Well, I could see you in a Lambo. I could see you in a
I would probably get it and then give it to somebody like you. Like so that you can rent it out. Yeah, because I really don't want to ride around in a Lambo and people look at me as the person in a Lambo.
Why? Because of the stigma?
Because of the stigma, yes.
Interesting.
But that's me. I mean, I don't want that type of attention.
Have you driven a Huracan?
No.
It's a different feeling. And I can see you in a, bro, I can so see you in a Huracan.
You know what? Yeah. Here's the thing.
Yeah. Come through the
I wasn't like married with kids and I was outside trying to figure it out. But I'm saying I think it's a good opportunity, especially, as an entrepreneur, it's cool to have it. I don't know if I want to drive it every day or like maybe a special event. So people are like, oh, well, Dave is cool. He got the little Lambo.
There you go.
But I think from a business perspective, it makes perfect sense because you get the tax write-off, you 100%. Get the look, and you get the money.
There you go.
Right? Those are 3 really, really important things.
Can I keep it 100% with you, though?
Talk to me.
I don't drive my Lambo, my exotic cars. I don't. I treat this stuff like a business. Like Biggie says, I try not to get high on my own supply. At the end of the day, I know how much it costs me per mile. It costs me $3.20 per mile on my Lambos or any of my exotics.
Whoa.
Yeah, for depreciation. Every time I drive that car, every mile I put on my Lambo Huracan, it costs me $3.20 per mile.
Oh, wow.
So I'm mindful of that. If you're driving that to the grocery store and it's 20 miles, that's $60-70. So I'm mindful of that. Wow. I'd rather drive a hoopty. I keep cars on the side for things like that. So I don't play with this stuff. I treat it as a business. I never
thought about that. Where do you get that number from? Where do you get that number from?
The depreciation calculator is out there based on the value of the vehicle that you bought it and how much they depreciate per year. Average out the number of miles per year you're going to put on that car, and you can come up with a number.
You mad smart, bro.
Oh, yeah, man. I got to keep track of my numbers, 100%.
Have you always been an entrepreneur?
Yeah. I started early.
Always?
I did start early, yeah.
Is this the most successful one you've had? Business you've had?
This would be, no. In another life, actually, I was in the telecommunication business. So I used to build cell phone towers. Yeah. Oh, wow. Long time ago. As
a job or a business?
It was a business. That was a business. Then fast forward several years later, I got into corporate America. That's kind of like my background. So I spent some years in corporate America I was a vice president, tech and cyber operational risk manager. It's just a fancy phrase for saying that we're the ones that keep the hackers out and insider threats from the systems.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You built cell phone towers. I don't understand.
Long time ago, yeah. Side acquisition services, yeah. For
How old were
companies. You? I was probably in my 20s, right around when I married her, probably about 25. Between the age of 25 to about 30. Right now, I'm 42. Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm 42, yeah. I know.
I really thought you were younger than me.
Nah, bro.
I'm 38.
Yeah. Oh, you should making me look old.
Wow. No, but you look younger than me, so like 42, that's why
I'm 42.
That's why I feel away.
Yeah.
Okay, so I really want to understand this build cell phone towers. Yeah. You construct cell phone towers.
Side acquisition, yeah, I did. Side acquisition. So what I did was, my dad. I don't want to take people off a tangent, but my dad is Nigerian.
We're going off a tangent. We're doing mad tangents today.
We go all over the place.
You know.
I bet. So yeah, my dad's Nigerian, and so I took advantage of that opportunity. Actually, he had some connections with the Nigerian police, and so I flew back to Nigeria for a while to set up a company there, and we negotiated a lease with the Nigerian police where we could put these cell phone towers inside the police stations across the country. All right.
Inside the police station.
Right. The reason why is because back then the cell phone industry in Nigeria was starting to boom, and thieves would go and vandalize these cell phone towers because they have generators out there and all of that stuff. They'll vandalize them. So I came up with a unique selling proposition. Like, hey, what if we put these in police stations? So now you have safety, and I'll give you guys a bulk discount. So I just got married to my wife. It was barely August 2017 or 2018. And the next month I hit the road to go to every single police station in the country. I had to go get the GPS coordinates. I put them all together, and I went to every single cell phone company in the country, knocking on their doors like, hey, I got this database of police companies, police sites all across the country. You guys can come build your cell phone towers there. I'll give you a bulk discount. And they went crazy over the idea.
So you go to the police station first and
I sign an agreement with them.
I want to put a cell phone tower in your police station. Inside or outside?
Inside of them. Because these guys, they have any police installations. So police stations, their barracks, their officer quarters, all of that stuff. They got a lot of space. So these towers only about maybe 20 feet by 20 feet. They're not that big.
Oh, you know what? I think of a tower, I think of...
Well, they're really tall, but they don't take up a lot of space.
But they go through the ceiling?
No, these are outside of the building. These are outside of the building, those tall, big, wiry
not
towers.
In the police station, but like the police station area.
In the area,
I got you.
But within the police station, so it's protected.
So you find a plot of land
That's
in
all
the
it
police station. If they got enough space,
exactly,
you construct it.
Exactly. So I signed a monopoly with the police. That way I'm the only one that could do it. So I was an exclusivity with them. So they literally made me almost like their property manager for all their land. That's specifically for this project.
So do you charge the police station?
Yeah, so no, well, I don't, no. Instead, I pay them. So I give them a percentage of the money I get from the cell phone companies.
That's hard.
Yeah. So I was doing that for several years. That's where I made my first dollar, so to speak. Yeah.
How long were you doing that business?
That was probably going on for about maybe 5-6 years. But unfortunately, Nigeria, there's a lot of corruption. Once people see that you're onto something, and then maybe they change presidents or whatever, then the next person takes it from you, and that's eventually what happened.
They just took
they just took it from me, basically. And I had a database of over 150 sites I had that were paying me continuity, regular money.
How much did you make in you think?
Oh yeah, I'll probably say it was probably in about $1 million to $2 million almost every other year.
Really?
Yeah, bringing in pure profit.
Net.
Pure profit. Because I only had to do the work once. When I traversed the whole country and I got all those sites, that was it. Yeah.
Wow.
That's when I got my first exotic too. Yeah.
But you wasn't rented out.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it was outside.
A Ferrari, California. Yeah, I owned a Ferrari, California back then.
Gotcha. Okay, but you didn't live in Nigeria over these 5 years.
Well, I went there briefly just to do that. And I'd come back and forth.
Gotcha.
But yeah, after the whole political crap, I left.
Okay. To go from, so these 5 years, were you just focused on building that business, or did you have other stuff going on?
I was just focused on that. I had something else. They call them loan sharks. I used to lend out money. People to give me watches, expensive watches. Give me cars. I used to get cars for money as collateral, and I'll lend them money.
Like a pawn shop.
Kind of like that, yeah. I was doing that for a while. I was paying good money. You give me gold, I'll take your chain, I'll give you some money. Yeah. I made good money off of that, actually. I did that too. Yeah, I did that. And that's where the whole Mike the Businessman thing comes from, man. I've done a lot of stuff. Yeah, I've done a lot of stuff.
So, okay, emotionally, okay, I just want to kind of tap into how you felt losing this business that you spent 5 years building. Yeah. You're making $1 million, $2 million a
lot of money,
year.
good money.
How did you feel when they just took it?
Oh, it was gut-wrenching. Actually, even the way they took it, it was actually a retired police officer that orchestrated the whole thing, arrested my staff literally within, it happened so quickly.
They arrested your staff?
Oh yeah. He invited my staff out there on their false pretenses. He comes there and literally they arrest him. Before I knew it, like literally within 2 days, he was locked up in prison. Not even a jail cell. They took him to court overnight, locked him up in prison. He was there for a whole month.
Oh,
it just
my
happened
God.
and they just threw a bunch of false charges against him. And, and all they want is a bribe. And then they were trying to bully us out of it and take the contract. And that's what they did.
Dang, shouts out to Nigeria.
So I was just like, I'm good, man.
Dang, man.
I'm good.
Okay. Yeah. So, okay. Did you...
That's when we packed our bags.
Hey, man, I want to... How you feel about black people, man?
Like he's going all over the place.
I'm saying Nigeria, like this is our homeland.
I know. It's sad, bro. It's sad, literally. We had to pack our bags and come back out here. Yeah. So that's when I came back, and then I put back the suit and tie on, and I went to corporate America.
Dang, what's that feeling to go from being a boss? To having
it was humbling.
To go get
it almost killed me. It literally almost killed me. Doing corporate, I did corporate for about a year and a half, 2 years. My health just started breaking down. I don't know if it's just sitting at a desk for hours. Bro. That too, man. It's just not me. I got a DVT blood clot, landed me in an ER. I almost died. I couldn't walk for almost a year. So that's when I knew, okay, corporate America was not for me. The straw that broke the camel's back was when I was up for a promotion. Boss promised me a promotion, a title, and a raise. I bust my behind for this bank for several years. They gave me the title. I got the VP title. Only gave me a $2,000 raise.
How much was you making? I
was probably at the time with my bonus, maybe, but I was about 125,000, 130. I'm like, yo, at this rate, 2,000 every 3-4 years, I'd be slaving forever. Yeah. And I'm trying to retire my mom and my dad. I couldn't see myself doing that. Yeah. So that's when I did that.
You said 2,000 a month or?
No. Yeah, 2,000. No, for the year. That was a raise. They increased my salary by just $2,000. Yeah. So they raised me up, I think, from 115 of a base to 117. That was my base. And then a $10,000 bonus per year.
Yo.
Yeah, exactly. I knew I had to dip out.
Yeah, that's why I tell people, man, like they want to rush to go be successful, but if something happens and you got to go back, I would rather get there slowly than get there quickly and have to come back, because that plays on a man's pride, ego.
I know. Good. It crushed me.
Yeah, for sure, firsthand.
Yeah, I've had to deal with adversity like that several times, and I think that was almost the second time in my life I had to rebuild.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. You said that was the second time you had to rebuild.
We're not going to get into all of that.
Yes, we are. We got time. Man, what was the first time we had to rebuild?
I used to own an insurance agency. So when I graduated from Rutgers, Newark, I always tell people Jersey raised me, but Texas paid me. I couldn't get a job in Jersey. I couldn't get a job. I searched around. I couldn't get I had a computer science degree. I couldn't get a job. So some buddies of mine were doing auto insurance. They were selling auto insurance in Texas. So they told me to come out and they'll teach me the game. So I flew out there, slept on my buddy's couch for several months. Shout out to my boy Easy and Desmond for putting me on. And I learned the game and I started selling auto insurance for an insurance agency. And back then we were like 21, bro, 22, making almost 100,000 selling auto insurance. You'd never think you could do that. And made good money. I opened up my own. I had 3 locations in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex selling auto insurance. Matter of fact, true story. That's where I met my wife. Oh, wow. I sold her auto insurance.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I kid you not, bro. She was riding hot. She had a suspended license, everything.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's how I got her. So I told her, I'll get you insurance for $50. I knew I was going to upsell her when she came in.
Right.
I love her. She came in and that's how I closed the deal. But
and then close the deal.
Yeah, I sure did.
I love it.
But nah, bro, it worked out well till the economy crashed. Things got really bad around 2008, 2009. That's when I had to close those down. And then that opportunity with the police came up. Yeah. I went out to go do that for some years and then came back to do corporate America.
Bro, this is my big, it's not an issue, but this is my thing around like the pandemicpreneurs, which congratulations to everybody that like built something in a time where it was the perfect opportunity. You took advantage of it.
Right.
But you don't really understand business.
100%, I agree.
Because you only understand it in one type of market.
One era.
Like I left my job at the Cheesecake. For one, I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. Yeah. But I left my job at the Cheesecake Factory 2012.
Okay.
So for the last 10 years, there's been ups and downs and ups and 100%. Downs and president changes and economic changes and waves on social media come and go and things of that nature. So like this is why I'm really trying to understand your story. Yeah. Because now it's painting a picture that what you're doing right now isn't because there was just an opportunity. No. Like you've been an entrepreneur for 100%. A long time now.
No, 100%. And not only that, look at my experience. Why am I successful at car rentals? Because I have auto insurance experience. I did that for several years. I know it in and out. Then I did risk management. For me, I feel like the car rental business, where people fail is they get thirsty for money. Second somebody flashes some cash, they hand over the keys. And then you wreck yourself. Ask my employees. We have processes in place. Like we vet our clientele before we hand over the keys. I turn away more people than I say yes to.
Really?
Yeah. So it's all because of my background. So yeah, I take this very seriously.
Why do you turn people away?
Just because every day people are gonna we get scammers every single day trying to steal our cars. Oh yeah, they'll send you fake driver's licenses, fake insurance cards, all of that stuff.
Every day.
Oh yeah. They'll hit up every rental company in the city till somebody says yes to hand over the keys to them. You gotta vet these people.
Gotcha. Yeah. I want to get to how to identify a scammer for sure. But before we do that, I want to know how the idea was birthed.
Gotcha.
Though.
Okay. To get into the car rental business? All right, so funny enough, after when I got sick and I knew corporate America wasn't for me anymore, that's when I stumbled onto YouTube and this channel on YouTube called the Social Proof Podcast. And I see a guy on there.
Isn't this quite a moment?
Tell me about it, right? There you go. There you go. And I seen a guy on there called Him 500. And he had a conference in Miami, Recession Proof Conference. And I flew out there for that, where a man called David Shands also spoke to.
Yes.
I told you I was a fan, bro.
Yeah.
So, and then I met Neo out there too. And I wasn't sure about leaving my job. Funny enough, Neo was the one that convinced me to not let fear paralyze me and go ahead and make that move. I wasn't sure because I'd had so many setbacks in the past and I have a family and all of that. And that's when I made that bold move. I had some friends that were doing the car rental thing, making some money, doing Turo, making a little bit of change. So I just figured, man, I already know auto insurance. I know risk management. This should be easy enough for me. I don't know a whole lot about cars. I couldn't tell you the difference between a V8 from a V6. I know how to monetize these things. I also remember back then I did the loan shark thing. People would give me cars all the time. So I know the business. I know how to make money off of cars. So that's how it was birthed, pretty much. Yeah.
What was your first car? Did you already know you were doing strictly exotic?
No. So like I have the economies, luxuries, and the exotics, yeah. But I did go mostly high luxury and exotics starting off, just because that's where you make more money. And
I was looking at so you have 19 total, 17 exotics, 2 economy.
No, I don't, not 19. No, I have about 12 cars. Yeah.
12 and 12 cars total. Yeah. And how many are exotic?
Almost what? About 10 of them, 11 of them, about 10, 11 of them.
Okay, 10, 11 exotic.
And so I have a few economies. I have about 4 economy cars. Yeah.
Okay, so that'd be 14 cars instead of 12.
12. 14, 16, something like that. Around
gotcha.
There.
Okay. Yeah. So
somewhere around there.
Are you always in acquisition mode? Like you're always picking up cars?
No. So I'm very particular with the cars I buy. I always tell people, like, don't start chasing the latest model cars. You don't want to do that. Instead, you want to go buy the oldest model, the oldest look of the newest design. All right. So perfect example.
Oldest look.
Yeah. Of the newest body style. Of the newest. Or the oldest year of the newest body style.
That makes sense.
So say the Corvette C8. If they refresh the body style in 2020, don't buy the 2023, go buy the 2020. All right, because then you're not eating that depreciation. You've got the latest looking car, so you can run that vehicle for several years before you have to get rid of it.
Right.
So that's what keeps us from having to keep constantly buying vehicles.
Right.
All right. So I'm strategic.
And nobody knows the difference between the 2023 and 20.
I got people renting out 2010 Rolls Royce Ghosts. All they do is change out the lights, put the stars in the ceiling, maybe throw in an Hermes blanket and pillow in there, and they charging $1,300-1,400 a day.
Wow.
And they paid only $90,000 for that Rolls Royce versus the next cat that bought the Hermes edition and you know, or the black badge and spend $300,000 and you're still charging $1,300.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly. So it's just knowing how to buy right.
What was the first exotic you bought?
The first one I bought the Lamborghini Huracan and the McLaren 570 GT.
You weren't scared?
No, sir. I already knew the game. I knew what to do. I'd already started doing private rentals using the cheaper cars for about a few months. I had clientele. I was ready for it.
All right, so tell me about this private rental thing. Yo, I got a Range Rover.
Okay.
That nobody drives.
Okay.
I gave it to my boy to sell. He's supposed to sell it 3 months ago, and I'm still paying this $900 note on it. And I do want to, I would prefer to do a private rental, rent it out to somebody. Okay. But how do I know how to do it without getting scammed? Like they crashed the car and
gotcha.
I'm just left holding the bag. What I got to do?
All right. So let's take a step back, right? So if you want to start, so I'm talking to the person out there that maybe like in his situation, you've got one car and you want to rent it out. I'll tell you, okay, first off, let's protect our bases, right? Go secure the car. So risk management. All right. Make sure there's trackers in the vehicle so that way it doesn't get stolen. Hold
on real quick. Do you mind if I call my wife real quick?
Yeah, 100%. Do that.
Because we need to do this immediately. So
the car is sitting and you're paying
it's
another.
Just sitting there, bro. Mm-hmm. And you're going to tell me, but my wife would probably actually go through these steps. Okay. Because I don't want to just pay this.
Let's do that.
The kids sleep? No, they're not. All right, so I got somebody here, Mike. I'm recording a podcast, and he's going to teach us how to rent out this Range Rover because I don't want to keep paying every month. he's about to. I want to sell it. I wanted to sell it for less money than I owed.
Okay. Oh wow.
But because I just want to get rid of it. It's a headache.
That bad. Oh wow. Okay.
Yes. So all right. So he's about to give you the steps on what we need to do. All right. So I'm about to put you on speaker. To rent it out. We about to get this money.
I love it.
Hold on 1 second. I got you on speaker. You're on the podcast. Go ahead. Say what?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm turning you down. Hey, Alexa, turn down to 0.
So I was telling her like we need to rent it out, but she's saying we need to just sell it. I keep lowering the price. Like, yo, just sell it at a loss. Okay. Because I'd rather lose a few thousand than have to pay almost $1,000 every month.
All right, give me some context. What year is it? And what kind of Range Rover is it?
What year is the Range Rover?
It's a 2017.
Okay.
17.
Sport, Velar, what is it?
Sport. HSE.
Oh, HSE? Mm-hmm. All right, that's a good one.
It's a nice car.
There you go. It's a nice car.
Yeah,
so
it's really nice.
Here's what I'll tell you. First things first, before you rent that out, risk management, all right? Because you guys are in Atlanta, it's a little hotter. In Dallas, I could get away with 1 tracker. Out here in Atlanta, you guys need at least 2. All right, so make sure you have at least 2 trackers in the vehicle. Another thing we do is when we're putting these trackers in the car, while they're installing the trackers, put an Apple AirTag in there. All right, we hide it in the wiring harnesses. Just throw it in there somewhere. AirTags are cheap, $10, $20. Go put one in there. That way you have protection. You can always track the vehicle. All right, because sometimes when you go into underground garages, you can't track those vehicles with the trackers. AirTag will. All right, so do that. As far as insurance, you can actually get a commercial insurance policy for $100, and then that way you could legally rent that vehicle out to anybody.
So I get
commercial insurance policy.
Commercial insurance policy.
Yeah, there's a company out there called Lula Insurance. Lula will actually give you commercial insurance. So now you guys could actually rent it out to anybody, even if they don't have insurance, and then the car's covered.
Even if they don't have insurance?
Yeah. So now you're relying on the commercial insurance policy. So now that takes away that worry from you. So if anything was to happen, you can track the car, you can locate the car to go retrieve it. And also, God forbid, they steal the car, there's Lula to cover you. So right there, I've just shown you how you can avoid transfer and mitigate the risk.
Oh, wow.
Now, the biggest thing I'll tell you guys too is to get clientele, right? I always tell.
And hold on real quick. And Dre, our objective is doing like long-term rentals, not like somebody rent it for 2 days and come back. We're not doing that.
Yeah, but it's going to be hard doing long-term with those expensive cars. It's not every day you're going to find somebody that's going to pay you.
I don't need every day. I need someone today. I need one person.
The economy cars, easy. You can get long-term rentals every day. Luxury cars might take a little bit more time. You have to actually find people. Yeah. So then you have to do some marketing.
And what if it's a discount?
There you go. Give them a discount.
Bro, so how much can I rent this car out for you?
For me personally, a Range Rover like that, I would rent out for anywhere from $499 to $699 a day.
A day?
Yeah, private rental.
I give it to him for like, my note is like $900 or whatever. If I can get $2,000 a month, I'm happy.
Oh yeah, that's easy then. Yeah, you could do that easy. Put that on Facebook Marketplace. Somebody would take that vehicle.
It's all the way up.
Yeah, if I had $2,000 a month, that's a steal. But you got to limit the miles though. Don't give them unlimited miles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dre, you got it? You got that?
Mm-hmm. What's the name of the insurance company again?
It's called Lula, Lula, Lula Insurance.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So call him and tell him to send the car back to our house so we can get it going.
That way you can monetize it until you sell it.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, thanks. I'll be home in a little bit.
Okay.
Bet. All right, so, okay. That was helpful.
There you go. I hope I helped. Yeah.
That's helpful. Because I want to just long term, let me just not lose money, bro.
I always tell people, so if you can't do paid marketing, leverage your social currency. Everybody needs to know you got that vehicle. Let them know. And then somebody will take it.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So your first, you got the Lamborghini Huracan first, and another car.
Yeah.
And your first, have you ever lost money
on a car?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. Especially when I first started, because I listened to a lot of these YouTube gurus, and a lot of them were making recommendations on vehicles and stuff like that. That was my biggest mistake. My first 6 months was the bumpiest ride because I was working off a free game. I had to learn the hard way.
Working off a free game.
Yeah, I learned.
That's a bar, actually.
Yeah, I learned.
Dang, I'm gonna steal that.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people are working off a free game. I was telling somebody, you can't get rich on a webinar, 100%.
Bro. No, you cannot. No, sir.
You got to buy the thing, whatever they're selling at the end. You got to buy that.
Yep. I tell people all the time, the only difference between you and the next rich person is information. They have information you don't have, and they're not going to give it to you for free. You got to pay to play. That's it. 100%. I listen to these gurus, and because you go to these Facebook groups like Turo groups, the number one question is always, what car should I buy? You don't ever want to ask that question. It's the wrong question to ask. I cringe when people ask me that because I don't know where you live at.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody's locale is different. What works in Broken Bow, Oklahoma might not work in Manhattan. All right. Maybe they need a Jeep Wrangler over there, but in Manhattan, they need a Mini Cooper. All right. Go find out. So I always take a step back before you get into this business, right? I always tell people, identify your niche. Where do you want to focus? Do you want to cater to business executives? Do you want to cater to tourists, families, celebrities, gig economy workers? Pick a niche. And then now go buy the vehicles that those people want to drive. Define your avatar, your target audience. So for me, it's going to be tourists. It's going to be people that look like me, black and brown individuals that just want to look fly, go out on date night, have a good time in these cars. All right, that's my avatar. And so I buy the vehicles they want. I buy them in the colors they want too. Not what I like. You got to take yourself out of the equation. Your feelings do not matter. I don't care if David only likes driving yellow vehicles, if that's your color. I don't care. Don't send me a yellow vehicle. I ain't going to rent it out for you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm going to have to wrap that bad boy into a color that my audience will rock with.
But how do you find out what they want in your location?
Market research. Look around. Perfect example. Say you want to rent out your economy vehicle, all right, to gig economy workers, like you mentioned, the long-term play, right? That would be the niche that's more long-term. Those people that have 9 to 5s, maybe the person working at Walmart, 7-Eleven, they just need a car to get to work every day. Yeah. Maybe their credit shot, they can't afford one. People like us supply those cars to them, and they keep them long-term. We don't charge them daily. I only do weekly or monthly rentals of those types of people. So these economy cars are gone. All right. So what I do is say you want to target gig economy workers. Next time you order Uber Eats, look at the kind of car they're driving.
Yeah.
That's the car you go buy. If I want to cater to executives, look at the Uber Black that just brought me here. A Suburban, all black Suburban. That would be the kind of car I would buy if I want to cater to business executives.
Got it. So identify who you want to cater to in your market. And then figure out what they want.
That's it.
Speaking of which, bro, and I'm about to call my guy because I think something happened to his car and he had an issue getting like another car. Yeah. So he had to rent another car. And I told him like, I think I can rent my car for you. But then I was thinking about like, I don't know if I'm set up. Hold on, I'm about to ask him real quick.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yo, bro, I'm recording the Social Brew podcast right now, and I think I figured out how I can rent you I can show you my car and my truck. I just got to figure out how much you paying. But I think we figured it out with the whole insurance thing. So if I can call you live on the Social Proof podcast during the recording, just send me a text message. Okay, I might rent this to my boy.
There you go. Hey, but just going back to like defining your target audience, like let me tell you how important that is. Like, because you might live in a predominantly white area. All right, Caucasian, Asian males or females have different preferences, especially when it comes to like the higher end vehicles. They want the Aston Martins. They want the Nissan GTRs. You know, they want those type Porsches. All right. Yeah. The urban, the black crowd, you're not driving no Porsche GT3. You're not asking for no Aston Martin. You want the Lamborghini Huracan. You want the Urus. You want the Bentley. Yeah. We like the flashier cars. We don't care about the performance of the engine. So it's very important to define your avatar when you're getting these cars. Otherwise, you won't make no money.
Gotcha. What about the Turo play? You get a car, you put it on Turo, and make it do what it do.
See, for me, the reason why I preach private car rentals is at the end of the day, it's all about establishing our own book of business. All right. When you have, funny enough, when we were just coming out from our Airbnb, we saw a sign, literally it said Turo. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that's the Turo headquarters. No, it was a guy that had a rental car shop and he called it Turo. And that blows my mind because Turo's a business. Exactly. Turo has its own book of business. Turo has the customer's name, phone number, and email. We, the host, don't have that. Yeah. We're not allowed to have that. We don't have a book of business. So how can you say you have a Turo business? No, Turo does. Turo's about to go. They have an IPO they're about to launch.
Are they?
Yeah, we can't sell a Turo business. But a private car rental business, I have a database of clients. I could sell my business. I could put my business on Biz Buy Sell and sell it because I have a book of business. You can't do that. I could pass it on. You can't pass on a Turo business. That's one reason why I preach private rentals. The second reason is I like keeping all of my coins. I don't know about you. These platforms take up to 40% of your bread. That's my biggest problem. With private rentals, we charge a whole lot more and we keep 100% of our bread. That's the biggest thing for me is the money.
Got it. Okay. And I guess you got that from the insurance business where you get your own book of business, especially, but even in that, you didn't own it. But that philosophy.
Yeah, 100%. I did own the second one. That's why I left Breakout to go get my own book of business. Yes.
Got it.
Same thing.
Okay. So how are you finding these people who need these cars?
So there's 3 different forms of marketing that you could employ. So there's organic marketing, right? You could use things like Facebook Marketplace. You could use social currency, people that you know. Right. Next time you're at the club popping bottles, you need to put your company name up. Let them see it. Create a buzz, right? That's just organic, right? Another way you could also do it is collaborate with other rental car companies in your area. Yeah. Like I get a lot of my business from other rental car companies or what we call brokers. Brokers are like wholesalers in real estate, middlemen. And they will fly. If they know you have cars and they know you're serious about this, they will send you a crap load of business. Yeah. You know, so there's a lot of brokers out there. Matter of fact, majority of the car rental websites you see out there are owned by brokers. They're not owned by brick and mortar companies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, customers will call them like, yeah, I want this Lexus on your website. And then they just connect that customer to a natural car rental company like me that has that vehicle.
Why don't you adopt that model?
For me, why? It just wasn't the route I went. A lot of these brokers too, the reason why they do that is because maybe they don't have the credit or they can't afford the cars to get started. So that's why they go that route. I would rather be the person making the bulk of the money and I'm monetizing these cars anyways. I don't get emotionally attached to these cars. If they're not making any money, we're selling them. I have minimum benchmarks I need to make for each car. My economy cars have to make me $1,000 per month net each car. Luxury cars, $1,500 to $3,000 per month net minimum. Those are minimum benchmarks. All right.
So let me ask you this though: if an economy car needs to make you $1,000,
minimum,
and your luxury car needs to make you $1,500
to $3,000 minimum,
to $3,000 minimum, it still seems like you should just go all economy.
Some people do because with
like low overhead, it's not that much of a price difference in terms of your minimum.
It's a quantity over quality type thing, because it's just like high ticket coaching or anything high ticket, right? High ticket versus low ticket, right? The high ticket clientele, better clientele, they take better care of your cars. I would rather sell 4 items at $25 than sell 100 at $1. Yeah. All right. And plus the problems. I don't want the $1 customer problems. With the economy car play, you tend to get a lot of that. Gotcha. All right. You could get, you attract some of that clientele. With the more upscale clientele that pay me a bag for these cars, you don't hear a peep out of them. Yeah. They scuff your rims. They are happy forfeiting their $2,000 deposit. They smoke in the car. They don't mind. Yeah, sure, you can keep the deposit. Those are the clientele I want.
If someone smokes in your car, you 100%. Take $2,000.
Yeah, my deposit's between $1,400 and $2,000. It's in our contract. We let you know. Matter of fact, once you drive off, we have an automated service that will send you a text message letting you know the rules. They're okay with that.
Ooh, that's lit.
Yeah, we don't play with that. You take my car out of town, you've lost your deposit.
How many times do people lose their deposit?
I don't try to do that all the time. I'm not preying
I'm saying
on
what
people,
percentage though?
I would say maybe about a good 20, 30%. And then some, if it's a regular, we're not going to take the whole thing. Yeah. You know, we'll maybe just take a little bit. We will penalize them, but not the whole thing. Now, if it's somebody that just didn't give a crap, they just trashed the car and left, yeah, we're keeping your deposit.
What about the whole smoking thing? If somebody decides to smoke in your car, is it like impossible to get out?
No, you use an ozonator. And that's another thing I tell people. Like the whole smoking thing shouldn't be a big deal to people. I always cringe when I see people complain like, oh man, they smoked in my car. Nah, you treat these customers well. Like, I don't care. That's fine. Did you enjoy your trip? All right, thank you. I hope you come again. We'll ozonate the car. We'll charge them for it and keep it moving. Like, don't get out of your feelings with these cars. Yeah.
$2,000 blunt.
There you go. People don't see high ticket customers don't mind though. High ticket customers don't mind.
Episode $2,000
for real.
God,
they don't mind, bro. They don't mind.
Never.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Yep. All right, so what is your highest profiting vehicle?
How about I tell you this? Well, obviously it's going to be the Lambos. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those would be the highest ones.
And like on average, I know it's not a minimum, but on average, what can you expect to make from
having a Lambo? If you have the right one, right color, anywhere from about 15,000 and up a month. If you're doing good marketing, all of that, yeah. If it's a very busy season, yeah, even more. Yeah. Because everything's
so that one car gives you 15,000.
100,000, yeah. 100%. Yeah. Just yesterday, somebody took it for 3 days. So that's almost 3,000 right there, just on a 2-day rental. So yeah, it happens regularly. Man. I'll tell you this, David. My BMW i8, December 16th, 17th of 2021, a guy rented a car. He was paying us $4,700 a week. He paid us that for 11 months. He brought it back in November of 2022. So that car made me $178,000. It's on my YouTube channel, documented. Yes,
How much was the car?
The car cost me, that BMW i8 cost me $80,000. He paid it over twice and some.
Oh, crap.
True story. Yep. Facts. True story, bro. It's on my YouTube channel.
Who are these humans that are willing to pay $47 a week?
$4,700 a week, yeah.
$4,700 a week.
It's the same people you see on Instagram that their profiles are private. They don't like showing their faces. There's people out there. They don't want their government name on any document. I don't know what they do. I don't care.
Bro, Nino Brown was renting your car, bro.
I don't care. Hey, David, I don't care.
It's almost $20,000 a month.
His money's green, right? It deposits, right? There you go. That's all I care about. It puts shoes on my kids.
I'm trying to. Do you ever talk to the guy like, yo, bro?
No, I do not.
$18,000. Do you know you could just go buy this? If you can spend $18,000 a month, you probably could just go buy the car.
You want to hear what's even crazier? Do you know how the rental ended? Actually, we got a letter from the city of Mesquite telling us our car was an impound. And it had been there for 2 months, since August. This was November. And he was still paying, bro.
He sold cocaine.
He was still paying. I kid you not. Cocaine. He was still paying.
Hey. If this was you, cocaine, bro, you saw it.
David, we went out there. We went to the impound. The car was just slightly scuffed up. We cleaned the car back up, called him up like, hey, sir, we saw the car was at the impound. Do you still want it? We were begging him to take the car back. For real, yeah. He didn't want it anymore, but yeah, that's it. That was the end of the deal. And we put the car back on the road. No hard feelings. We kept it moving.
You know what? But you know, it's just a smaller scale. So I have a 2016 Lexus ES 350. Okay. And there was a guy. We was on a hire car.
Okay, there you go.
And I think he rented that joint out for like 3 months or so.
There you go.
Every single week, and it might have been $80 a day.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it was really good.
And hire car takes 40%, right?
Say it again?
Hire car takes 40% of that? Or
I don't know. My wife kept the money, so.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
But I couldn't understand. $80 a day times 30 days, what is that, $2,400 a month?
Yep.
Bro, just go buy a car.
Some people can't afford. They don't have the credit to do that.
They can or they just don't know how to. Because there's a way. If you got the cash, someone's going to, even if it's an outlandish interest rate, someone will sell you a car if you got the bread.
Why do celebrities travel into Atlanta and pay $4,000 a day to stay at a mansion? And they do it regularly, almost every month. Why? Why not just pay for a mortgage for a place here?
They haven't been taught financial literacy.
You think so?
100%.
I think there's a certain level of money you make too where it's nothing.
I guess so. It's all relative.
It's all relative. Yeah. To use that's what's next person.
You know what? Yeah. So when I was working at the Cheesecake Factory, I couldn't imagine in what world would you spend like $1,000 for some shoes.
There you go.
In what world, right?
I'm looking at some of your joints.
Nah, these only 2 and some change.
There you go.
But like there are, name brand shoes. Like in what bro, I'm used to buying like just regular jeans. I go to Macy's, go to Levi's section. Levi's are what, $60?
Yeah.
And I couldn't ever imagine paying $500 for some jeans.
There you go.
Right. But I guess as things change, it's like, oh, well,
I could do that.
I could do it. Okay. So I take back the whole financial literacy thing, guys. I'm sorry. That was me and my poverty mindset.
Matter of fact, I think the guy worked in corporate America. At least that's what he told us. That was his cover story. I have no idea. He said he was a project manager. I have no idea.
He was managing projects, my boy. Trust me.
There you
100%.
go.
Oh my gosh.
I don't ask questions, man.
So there are people out there with that exposable income.
Yes, sir.
What's the typical person that rents out an exotic car? Do you see some of the same people?
A profile?
Or is it,
there is a main avatar, right? So like I said, it's typically my urban clientele. They're younger males or females between the age of 21 and maybe 40 years old, 45 years old. I see that's the demographic. Most of them are self-employed, they're hustlers, or it could be people that have a 9-to-5. Maybe exotic vehicles are aspirational cars. People grew up with posters of these things on their walls, right? So they want to enjoy that. We have a customer. That's another thing too, David. There are people addicted to renting cars. Did you know there's an addiction, a rental car addiction? The way people are addicted to pornography, cigarettes, alcohol. There are people out there that are addicted to renting vehicles. They love driving fancy cars. I kid you not. You got exactly. That's what I thought. Addiction. Yes, there's an addiction. Every time they get a paycheck, they come spend their money on a car. They want to swap out a vehicle every single weekend. We have clientele like that.
Wow.
I don't ask questions. I'm not your counselor. You go figure that out. It's not my job to do that. Every weekend. I mean, we're swiping their cars. It's getting declined. I can see this is not good for them. They're doing it repeatedly, but they're grown people. I can't stop.
Okay, so you said you swipe the card, you know they don't really have
you know they sending money, they got a cash app, you Zelle you and use a credit card, make $3. Yeah, you can tell they can't really afford to do this. Maybe they should stop, but.
I want to ask this question, man. For the morality, there's a conversation.
Here we go.
So this happened to me. I'm working at the kiosk in the mall, so I have a t-shirt brand at the kiosk. Okay. And around tax time, you see people who don't normally spend money like that. And this lady comes up. She got a bunch of kids. I asked them to come over, get a t-shirt, right? I do my little sales pitch or whatever. Yeah. And the lady starts buying t-shirt. Let me get this one. Let me get that one. I like this one. And in my heart, I said to myself, she probably shouldn't be spending this money on t-shirts. But do you think I said that out loud?
Obviously not. You wanted your commission.
But when they walked away, I was like, dang, why didn't I just educate my sister? Yeah. Why didn't I say, hey, maybe, but then would I be profiling or judging people? I don't know. What do you think?
I don't get into that. It's kind of like the used car salesman, right? The used car salesman. When you come for a Toyota Camry and they upsell you to the Lexus and they know you can't afford those payments, they put you in it regardless, right? Is it ethical? Is it moral? Should they do that? I don't know. We were watching Black Mirror. Have you watched that on Netflix?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you got to watch that show. That's our joint right now.
What's it about?
Oh my goodness. That's the beautiful thing about it. Every episode is like an entirely different show. Every episode is a completely different show.
Y'all watch Black Mirror? You watch it, Reese?
Black Mirror is the bomb. Black Mirror. Y'all need to check that out. Netflix.
You watch Black Mirror?
Y'all got to check it out. The episode we just watched, right? It was almost on the same thing. It was paparazzi. These guys were paparazzi and they're stalking all these celebrities and like they go above and beyond. They're stalking them just to get that juicy photo, right? Is it ethical? She got these pictures of the celebrity. He came out of a motel with another guy and he's married and she published him and he begged her not to and he committed suicide. Yeah. So like, should she have done it? It's her job. I don't know.
What do you think, Mike?
For me personally, I that's taking it too far. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do that, but I mean,
are you gonna get that?
How you gonna go from renting a car to somebody to literally like? Did you just put me in that position? Come on, David. But yeah,
it's the greatest conversation about entrepreneurship show in the world.
Oh my goodness! Like, are we still talking about car rentals? Yeah, David, man.
Wow.
But nah, it's good to ask those questions. I mean, you know, when you go to the bank and they flip your money and they make a bag off of your money, and then give you 0.000% of it. Is that ethical? We can go on for days.
Yeah. Hey, guys.
It's capitalism, David. It's capitalism.
Yeah, for sure. Y'all comment below your thoughts.
What do y'all think?
Should I have not sold that lady the extra shirts or the sweatshirt in the summertime? I remember, I had like hoodies hilarious. And it was hot outside. Yeah. And I'm like, hey, you should get the hoodie.
It's hot outside.
It's going to be cold later. You know what I mean? And then I walked away. I felt terrible. But then I think I bought a nice lunch for myself.
That's the beauty of capitalism, I think, David. I don't know, man. Hey, yeah.
Okay, back to car rentals.
Yeah, back to car rentals, right? Yeah.
Okay, scaling.
Yes, sir.
So I have some friends where it's really promoted. We need to get a whole bunch of cars, bunch of them.
About that.
And I want to know your philosophy because you got 12, 14 cars, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
It's a lot for an average person, but in terms of like scaling, it's not a lot.
No.
What are your thoughts?
I'm very opinionated about that, actually. And that's what attracts people to my program because first off, I'm more quality over quantity, number one. Number two is, David, you have no idea. Like, there's a lot of gurus out there telling people to go buy 30 cars in 30 days. And literally that phrase alone has resulted in a lot of bankruptcies in our community. A lot of people went out there and did that. They bought a bunch of vehicles in 30 days. And for those of you guys that don't understand what that means, it's when you buy, say it's January the 1st, you go buy a car on January the 1st. January the 2nd, you go buy another car. All right. The dealership you buy from the second time doesn't know you just bought a car the day before because it doesn't hit your credit for 30 days.
Real quick, that's not fraud though, right?
It's not fraud.
I actually did a video entitled
there is no fraud about that.
33 cars in 30 days.
There is no fraud about There is no fraud whatsoever. Gotcha. The issue with that is after 30 days, all those cars hit your credit and it's almost impossible to get them off. That's the problem, that you can't even qualify for a cell phone later. That's the issue. A lot of people, because your DTI, your debt to income ratio gets messed up. Like literally you owe $500,000 worth of cars and you're barely making $100,000. Nobody's ever giving you a credit card again. And a lot of people
ever.
A lot of people are drowning. And then some people bought those cars during the bubble.
Yes.
When the prices of these vehicles were overpriced, they paid double. So now they're stuck in those vehicles. They can't get out of them and their DTI is trash. They can't refinance them, nothing. So that's my thing. Like I like measured growth. Just because you can, don't go do it. First off, set up an LLC. If you want to go buy 30 cars in 30 days, do it under an LLC. That's what I teach people how to do. Set up your LLC the right way for a rental car company. All right. People don't know this. The rental car industry is high risk. Banks see it as high risk, and so you need to. What we do is we create an LLC. But you have a parent company as a general consulting company, right? That way you could use your general consulting company, you go get your vehicles. Go buy, Bank of America will give you 4 cars under one LLC. All right, you can get as many as you want with an LLC. That's fine. You can go to Toyota Financial and go get 30 cars.
But still, you personal guarantee. So
but they don't show up on your credit.
But when if something goes wrong,
obviously, but that's normal, right? You want to personally guarantee stuff. We shouldn't run away from that responsibility. Right. That's the way to do it. Right, but issues when you put those on your personal. A lot of people were putting those on their personal, and they got wrecked.
That's real. Yeah. Yo, my boy, I'm about to call my boy real quick. So you're gonna show us how to get this? Because I gotta do something, bro. I don't like this.
How many cars do you have? What is the problem?
Money out.
Is this just a Range Rover?
I got too many. Yeah, I got.
Okay.
I have a couple.
All right.
Jay, what up?
Yo, what's up, man?
Yo, you're live here on the Social Proof Podcast, man. Putting your business out in the streets. All right, so Jay, your car, you had crashed your car, right? Or something happened. You got an accident, right?
Right.
You got some background noise. Oh, that's better. All right, so what had to happen? Because now how much you pay for your car now?
Like $1,000 a month.
$1,000 a month.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was an issue. There was something you were telling me because I was like, yo, I got my Lexus. Because I was like, yo, I'll give you my Lexus. Yeah. Let me get that. You know what I mean? Give a little discount, and it's a nicer car.
Yeah.
But you were having an issue, right? With the what was the problem?
Insurance. So, no, I think what happened was I think your wife actually had a higher rate than you expected. But originally, what I was saying was, I know on my car now, I had to add it to my insurance. But you can't really add a car to your insurance unless the person lives in the house with you.
Yep.
That's what they were saying originally. So it's hard to add a car to your insurance unless the person lives in the house with you.
Yeah.
Got it. But
because if you don't own the car, you have to. If you don't own the car, the person that owns the car has to be on the insurance, and in order to have another person on the car, they will have to be like direct relatives to you and have to live with you.
Right. Okay. So I'm here with Michael, and he was saying that I can get some commercial insurance. I can get commercial insurance.
Lula insurance, yep.
Lula insurance, and it only costs me like $100?
$100 a month. Yeah, there's Lula, there's GMI, there's two of them, two major ones, yeah. And you can, get that, and then he could drive the car, no worries.
How much is your insurance, Jay?
For this one, I think it's like, it might be like $250 or something like that.
Okay.
And you're renting the car for $1,000?
Yeah.
So you're at like $1,250 a month?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so what do I do if I?
So Lula needs a 2-car minimum though. So if you have 2 cars, you can get a policy with them, and then all you gotta do is get the commercial policy, and then 100%, you can rent the vehicle out to him, and he's covered if anything happens.
So I can pay this $100 a month or $200, whatever,
and charge him for it.
And I'll charge you, Jay.
Yeah.
But he won't need his own insurance.
Nope.
And so if something happens to the car, what happens?
Lula pays for it.
Lula pays me for my car.
Yeah, as long as it happened during the rental. But then you have to also, the rental has to be official. Did you guys sign a rental agreement?
No, we didn't do it. Nothing yet.
Come on.
We didn't do anything yet.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, there you go. Yeah. So,
no, he has another car right now that he's paying $1,000, but he'd rather not pay that.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. So make sure you sign a rental agreement. You get his information. He needs his driver's license, all of that stuff. Yeah. Sign a rental agreement, and that's fine. Lula will cover it.
All right. So look, Jay, I might charge you like $1,000 total. So you don't gotta have insurance. It's a nicer car. You get to pay $250 less, and it's up.
There you go.
Yeah,
just gave you a play.
My guy. All right, I appreciate you, man. I'll hit you later.
All right, man. You have a good episode.
All right, appreciate it.
That is crazy, man. He's doing this stuff live. He's like
running deals live, right, bro.
I love
running deals live. Listen, people don't understand, bro. I be doing this podcast for me, okay? It ain't got nothing to do with nobody else.
His problem.
This whole podcast, bro, is to solve my own problems.
I see that. So. Forget the audience. I'm talking about man. I love it. Man.
Okay. So there was a rise.
Yes.
And I'm sure you may have noticed it. It's a rise in people doing Turo. And I think people use the word Turo as car rental business because
it is
that's the way it was introduced to the market.
Right.
But almost every single person that I know that was heavy in Turo doesn't do it at all anymore.
Yep. I agree.
With the exception, like Pushman Mitch, he's running a legit car rental service.
There you go.
Other than him, everybody else that was doing car rentals don't do it anymore.
Yeah. A lot of them, once again, the information they got starting off, they made a lot of mistakes. They bought the wrong vehicles. They bought the vehicles that these gurus told them to go buy instead of doing the research, all right? They didn't have a target avatar. They didn't have a target niche. Another thing, too, is a lot of them bought the cars wrong during the bubbles. A lot of them, people paid double the price of the vehicles that they should have been paying. That's another thing. Then they went out and bought a bunch of cars. I know people that went crazy buying cars in a month, all on their personal credit.
Probably from the episode that, but it was a really good episode, and it worked out for some people.
But yeah,
they're gonna kill me in the comments.
They shouldn't have done. They shouldn't have. True story.
That was a cool idea.
David, true story. I had a gentleman come to my warehouse. Right, he was almost at the point of tears. He has a family, kids. He told me he'd been living off his credit cards, paying his mortgage with his credit cards for months because he went out. He bought a bunch of vehicles, all on his personal credit, and it just jammed him up. He wasn't making no money on the cars. He couldn't get out from underneath the cars because they were all on his personal. He couldn't refinance them, nothing. I hear that story all the time.
Yeah.
That's why now I'm teaching people how to do it the right way. You can make a lot of money in car rentals. Just do it the right way and scale measured growth. You don't have to go buy 20 cars. If you have an LLC, you can get a car whenever you want to. Yeah. And leverage is the name of the game. We're using a bank's money to do this stuff too. Yeah. But just do it measured. Yeah.
I will say I did go get a bunch of cars. Okay. And it wasn't bad. Really.
In your personal?
One of them, I know I personally guaranteed some.
Okay.
2, my wife bought in her name.
Okay.
One of them, I think the other one, one of the ones she bought in her name was a Corvette.
Okay.
And we were doing really well with that one.
That's good.
But it got totaled. Like someone crashed, but they gave us more money than we paid for the car, which was really, really cool. So we made out. It was good.
There you go.
And I think, honestly, in all fairness, we had a bunch of cars.
Okay.
It was me and my wife who didn't run the business.
Gotcha.
Because at that time, she's pregnant, she got a baby.
Yeah.
And she's supposed to be running it, and I'm not about to be dropping no car, which I wound up being the person dropping off cars to the airport.
Minimum wage activities.
And all that kind of stuff. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But in all fairness, I don't think it's a bad thing to get a bunch of cars if you're going to build the business.
If you're going to build a bit, yes. If you're going to run it as a business, 100%, you can do that. Yeah.
But you're saying let's
measured growth. Measured growth. I teach people, right? The way I teach them in our academy, I call it the training wheels phase. When you start, I encourage you to actually use apps like Turo just to get the jitters out. Get used to people smoking up in your car, scratching your rims, things like that, because you have the safety blanket of Turo. It'll cover, right? Get rid of the jitters, then slowly start to make your transition to private rentals. Now you start charging more because you're going to get repeat customers from Turo. Yeah. And hey, I could offer you the same deal or better, and then you flip them over, and then you start doing private rentals.
That makes sense.
That's the way I flip people over.
I like that.
Yeah.
This was a really good conversation that offered some clarity, especially for the people who lost money just relying on Turo. And I think that was another thing.
Exactly.
Okay, you're smart. Because I think one of the issues was people were just putting the car on Turo. And if Turo isn't performing, then your business crashes.
There you go.
You're not saying,
no,
you don't rely on that.
100%. We do hybrid mode. We're doing both at the same time. Matter of fact, I tell people, when you know to turn off your Turo is when, say you get a booking for Saturday on Turo on your Range Rover and it's $100. Turo's a little cheaper. It's like maybe $100 a day. For the whole weekend, it's only $200. But then all of a sudden you get a call, private rental, and they're ready to pay you $499 for that car per day. So you just lost $1,000 because of the $200 on Turo. That's when you need to start snoozing Turo. So I tell people to just leave it on Turo while you're getting, training wheels phase until you get to that point where, the private rentals are starting to outweigh the Turo rentals. Switch it off. Go 100% private. That's how you make the transition.
What's your vision for your fleet?
100%. Okay, so for me, I've gotten to the point where I don't really need to buy any more cars.
So you're not even trying to scale up. You're like, yo, I'm good.
I'm good right now. I'm good right now. If I
like that attitude, man.
I'm good. I've got all the staple cars, right? So I have my Lambos, I have my Bentleys, I have access to my Rolls Royce Ghosts when I need them. I know enough people in my network in Dallas. Any car I need, I can get. So I don't need to buy anymore. So I'm good. I'm in a good space now.
I really like that, bro.
Yeah, I'm good now.
Because when we start talking about entrepreneurship, we're taught to always scale up. What's next? What's the vision? And you're like, bro, I make enough money to take care of my family. I run a cool business. We're doing well. Maybe put the money into investments.
100%. That's exactly what I was
But you don't have to make trillions of dollars.
Yes, sir. I don't need to. And for me, car rentals has opened up other doors. I have a turf equipment company. I spun off from the car rental business. I was able to use funds from the car rental business. Yeah, it's a turf equipment company where what I do is I sell greens mowers, what they call greens mowers. Have you ever worked in a golf course before?
Have I worked in a golf course?
Yeah, ever? Have you ever Okay. So if you've ever gone to a golf course.
Odd question.
No, some people have worked at golf courses before.
Yeah, I know, but if you're like, yo, you ever been a restaurant, like working in a restaurant? Most people are like, yeah, I've done that.
You live in Atlanta, Georgia. There's a lot of golf courses out here. Actually, this is one of the biggest. This state has one of the highest number of golf courses out here. Yes, I get a lot of my greens mowers from Atlanta. The biggest auction weeks is here.
Do people answer that question? Yes. You ever ask?
Yes, I do, and they say yes, 100%.
just threw me off. It was an odd question. Okay, go ahead.
So there's a mower, it's something called a greens mower, right? That's what they use to mow golf courses. So you can achieve that carpet look. A lot of rich people like that look and then get the beautiful stripes. They're not using $100 lawnmowers. Those are almost $15,000 mowers, brand new. Used, they cost about $3,000-$4,000. I sell them used. All right, so car rentals helped me spin that off. So my warehouse, I leverage a section of my warehouse for that side of my business, for the turf equipment business.
How big is your warehouse?
6,000 square feet.
Wow.
Yeah, it's right by the DFW airport. Next time you fly in, check us out.
Absolutely.
Please do.
Man, this was good and refreshing and enlightening.
You didn't think it was going to be this hot, did you?
I didn't know.
There you go. You thought it was a two-row conversation.
I never know. Well, we talked about a whole bunch of stuff. We talked about scammers. We talked about not caring when people spend too much money with you.
Yep.
We talked
the
about
morality of it.
We talked about your hatred for black people. And the Nigerian scammers. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we went all over the place.
Corporate scammers.
Yep.
Golly.
We touched it all.
No, it's a really good conversation.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me, man.
Man, this was amazing. Okay, so I got to ask this question.
Yes, sir.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Because I want to be able to ask the question today and see if you actually do what you say you're going to do 5 years later.
So right now in 5 years, I want to be in real estate. I want two things. I want to be in real estate, so I'm starting my investments into real estate, getting into commercial real estate. So the money from the car on the business.
Terica?
Huh?
You know Terica?
No, I don't.
Female real estate guru? So she's a monster when it comes to real estate. Okay. And she helped me build out my portfolio.
Oh, I need to know her then, huh?
I'm gonna connect you.
Please do. So that's one. I want to branch into real estate, and then I just want to continue to grow my academy. I'm actually hosting it. We have a challenge coming up. Okay. Yes, me and Nia, we have a challenge coming up. So yeah, it's rentalprofitschallenge.com. We have a 5-day challenge where you guys are going to learn everything you need to know. If you're a 9-to-5 or a motivated entrepreneur, I'll teach you everything you need to know to launch a successful 6-figure private car rental business in 60 days or less. I'm covering everything in 5 days.
Whoa. Say that one more time.
Yeah, so if you're a 9-to-5er or a motivated entrepreneur, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know to learn how to launch a 6-figure private car rental business in 60 days or less. I'm going to give you everything, all the background information on how to launch it the right way the first time, so you don't make the same kind of mistakes that I made.
A 6-figure car rental business.
Private car rental business.
Private car rental business in 60 days.
I'll give you the blueprint right now in 5 seconds.
Tell me.
9 economy cars making you a minimum of $1,000 a month is a 6-figure business. And I don't want you spending more than $10,000 on each economy car. I don't want you taking, because it makes no sense. I'll make the same amount of bread with a 2013, 2014 economy car that cost me $5,000 as you will with your $30,000 Camry. So I don't want people getting into debt. I don't want people doing this the wrong way. So I have a blueprint already for it where you can make that. I just gave a $100,000 business. You can't fail. You just charge a minimum of $250 a week for each economy car. That's $1,000 a month minimum net. And that's a $100,000 business.
Are you telling them to go buy the cars cash?
You could buy it cash for $5,000, $6,000. You could use a business credit card if you have an LLC. Go get a 0% business credit card, buy your vehicle, some banks will loan you the money. That would be the way I would get into the economy car game. Think about it. You got a hoopty at home? It's a cheap hoopty. You said you had a 2016 Lexus?
2016 Lexus.
If you have something slightly older, I would use it. Uber drivers would take that car and you'd never see it again. Charge them a minimum. You're in Atlanta. I'll charge up to $400 a week. They'll pay.
What?
Yes, sir.
$400.
I charge $350 in Dallas.
$600 a month.
I charge $350 in Dallas.
I need to get this Lexus on there ASAP.
Bro, 9 of those. All you need is 9 of those.
I got too many cars, bro.
Yeah, you got a lot though.
And I drive one every day.
There you go.
It's like It's like what's it called? Residual, not residual. It's residue from my Turo experience.
Oh, gotcha. You still never sold them, huh?
Well, I sold most of them.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just have the Range Rover. I have the 2016 Lexus, which I bought years ago.
Okay.
I own that outright. I had bought my mom a car before she passed. Okay. So we still have that one. And then I have my Tesla. But I actually need a truck. I need a Escalade.
Okay.
Because my family is growing. We got too many people in the house.
There you go. So yeah, that's the blueprint. I just gave you a sauce on how to start a 6-figure private car rental company right there with economy cars.
That's legit.
With economy cars.
I rocks with that, Mike, man. Thank you so much for coming, man.
Thank
Again, I like how you approach business.
Thank you.
I like your honesty and your transparency. I like the fact that you have experience not only in the car rental space, but as an entrepreneur, bro.
Yes,
we need more people teaching that have experience as an entrepreneur, period, not just experience in the thing that they're teaching.
Exactly. Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
Because there's so many lessons that need to be learned about entrepreneurship. But if you only know this one thing, you really can't teach somebody all that it takes for entrepreneurs.
No.
This is good. So, all right, man. Thank you so much, bro.
Thank you.
Let everybody know how they can contact you one more time, and then take us out with a word of wisdom.
Yes, sir. So you can reach me on Instagram at Mike_the_businessman or on YouTube, Mike_the_businessman. Don't forget, guys, rentalprofitschallenge.com, 5-day challenge, guys. Tap into that. And just final words of wisdom, guys. If I could do it, if my members of my academy could do this, you guys could also do it too. I'm an introvert. I just moved back to Dallas not too long ago. I don't know a lot of people, but I've been able to make it work. And like I'm saying, measured growth. You guys don't have to go out there and take on a whole lot of debt. Leverage social currency. Start out small. Use the cars, your mom's car, your sibling's car, right? Measured growth. Warren Buffett says it best, right? If you don't figure out a way to make money in your sleep, you will work until you die. Private car rentals could be an extra source of income for you guys, and you could use that to branch off, start other things, all right? So I just want to encourage you guys with that.
There it is, man. Listen, we can't close it out no better than that. Do yourself a favor, man. Follow Mike. Definitely join the challenge. If the challenge is not going on right now, then I'm sure there will be a link for something that people can get access to
100%.
you. Also, do yourself a favor, man. Go get you some social proof, meaning go build something. Build it really, really big. Document how you did it, but come back to your community to teach them how you did it, because it's the only way our community grows. Okay? We are out of here. Peace.
Man, that was very good, David.